part 3, the final episode of the Beginner Hammock Series. Can you believe you already practiced 8 progressions? It's time to put them all together, 2 transitions and 1 flow for you to get a taste of what it's like being an aerialist. Make sure you're all warmed up and have your mat ready. Here's our first transition, hip turn. Let's see it first before we try together. We start just like the hip roll in part 2. I'm leaning forward and face the fabric again to finish the turn. Now it's your turn. Leaning the waist on the fabric, come up to a straddle, hook the right leg, and then climb the arms up and press the right leg down on the fabric to come up here. And then I'm leaning forward and face the fabric again to complete the turn. We're going over this faster because we went over the detail in part 2, so it should be quite easy for you right now. Let's practice again on the other side. Leaning on the fabric again, straddle, left leg hook. When I climb up, I am pushing my hip up and straightening my left leg to come here. Now you can see how I keep turning with my free leg so that I finish my turn here. We start out with something simple because now we're going to try something challenging with a little drop. Let's look at this first. We also practiced this in part 2 where we roll our body onto the hammock. The difference is I'm hooking also the other leg and come up to this position. Folding my stomach on the side. This is the tricky part. We'll go over in detail, and here is the ready position for the little drop. Now it's time for the little detail. Let's go over it together. Starting with my right leg in the hammock, I'm grabbing high and pointing the right leg to the right, leaving a gap in between the fabric and my body so I can bring my knee to my chest and roll myself onto the hammock like this. Now I press my right leg down, lean back to hook my leg from the outside, climb and pull up slightly to come up to this position. Imagine bringing your stomach to your thighs and leaning to the fabric on the left. I'm looking at the fabric between my legs so I can bring my right leg out, over and through the fabric again and hook. Here is this tricky part again from here. While I'm leaning on the fabric, I'm looking between my thighs to look for the loose fabric so that my legs naturally can come out through the fabric, go over it. When I switch hands, it comes back through the middle so it can hook from the inside to the outside. I like to stretch my arms and legs in the ready position. The last thing to do is just to bring the left leg through the fabric and follow through. This is a nice little drop that you can do because you can keep both of your hands while you're trying this. After filming this video, I tried again. Now I am bringing the leg out of the fabric and then I'm already switching hands before I bring the leg back through the hammock again. I just find this more comfortable. Give it a try. To be safe, let's work on the same side. And I will guide you with little cues. Knee to chest and roll the body onto one side of the fabric. Hook from the outside. Climb up, straighten the legs. Fold the stomach. Look between the thighs for the fabric. Naturally, one of your legs is going to want to come up and come out. Follow that free leg to go between the fabric again. Hook from inside out. I also switch hands in the middle. Grabbing my arms higher, now I have room to bring the left leg through to finish the drop. Let's put a few things that we practice in this series together into a little sequence. Try to make it clean and elegant, sitting and standing, stretching my legs to the side, leaning back to hook for a little moment, climb up. Now I'm going to straighten my bent leg and turn my hip to the other side for a little moment, and then I'm slowly bending my left knee to come here, grabbing one side and turn to sitting to finish this little sequence. Now let's try it together. I bring my right knee to my chest. Try to really roll your hip up to standing and stretch the legs to the side. Keep the fabric under your armpit. Really step hard on your left leg when you bring your knee to your elbow and slowly lean back so the fabric can stay on your back. Your left hand holding strong, pushing my hip and climbing up at the same time. Pull myself up slightly so I can stretch the bent leg, and you can see my hip is now facing the foot that is stepping on the fabric. Now we're going to slide down by bending the left knee and try to keep the foot there. Stretch my right arm and follow the arm to do a turn so that I naturally finish here. Now let's see it again from this angle. I'm starting from this position, bring the hip down, stepping on it to roll myself up. Slowly come up to standing, try to really work on the detail and stretch the leg out, lean back and hook. Use your hip to bring yourself up, pull up slightly and stretch the legs. Now bend the knee slightly so you can slide down. Grab the fabric in front of you and roll. If you have followed along all 3 parts, you have completed 8 progressions and 3 transitions. I just want to share how proud I am for you to show up at your practice. This is probably more real practice than most aerial beginner gets. If you like this style of learning and want to build on this, I'm about to launch my complete hammock foundation program. I built this because many of you asked me how to really start hammock even though there's so many resources laying around. This 3-part series is the beginning of the foundational program. It's going to go in depth into aerial hammock more, and you will learn more tricks and flows where you will feel like a real aerialist. I will drop the link for the waitlist in the description box below. If you have any questions, just leave me a comment. Fly safe, and I'll see you in the next one.